president faces new political trouble this morning as more classified documents are found at his Delaware home. North Central College political science professor Stephen Caliendo is with us this morning to talk more about what's going on. Thank you for getting up early, Stephen. We appreciate your time.
Good morning, Roseanne.
So let's start with the fact that, of course, there were classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. President Biden said he takes classified documents very seriously. So how do you square that with some now turning up in his garage?
Well, it's a real problem, and I think there's probably not an equivalence, but it doesn't matter. I mean, in the eyes of the public, this is going to be a real issue of Democrats ceding the high moral ground on this one. The circumstances are very different. It doesn't make it better or worse. It just makes it different, and I think we're going to have to sort that out as we learn more with the special prosecutor.
Well, let's talk about that. The appointment of a special counsel to look into this. What kind of legal trouble could the president be in?
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the what's contained in the documents, the circumstances around them being removed in the first place, and why they weren't returned as they should have been. The reason that I said a moment ago that things are so different is because it seems like when these documents were discovered, the archives were notified immediately, the Justice Department was notified immediately, which is very different than what happened with the former president, of course. But nonetheless, to have these documents floating around, whether they were secure or not, and when they're marked classified, it's going to be a problem.
Right. But one distinction, I understand that the president knew about those documents in Delaware in December. Yeah, so they notified the Department of Justice, but they didn't notify the public. How big of a problem is that?
Yeah, that's right. And that's a bad look, too. There's no question about that. They should have done that as well. And I think really the documents in Mar-a-Lago, we wouldn't have known as much about those except for that former President Trump decided to make that public for whatever reasons he wanted to as well. And so some of these investigations go on outside the public eye routinely. But I think given the context, given the outrage by Republicans in particular about what happened at Mar-a-Lago and how the former president had been treated, there probably was it would have been wise to make it public more earlier on in the fall about what the current president's documents, what they were and where they were.
Right. Attorney General Garland has selected as the special counsel a Trump appointee. How will that impact this investigation?
Well, he didn't have much choice, I think, to have a special counsel at all, and then certainly to pick somebody who there would be less of an appearance that there was any kind of a partisan lean to it was very important. I still think to the extent that there wasn't, nobody busted in behind the Corvette and dramatically grabbed the boxes as what we saw the video from Mar-a-Lago. I think you're still going to have questions from Republicans about whether the treatment was consistent or proportional or equal for that matter.
Absolutely. All right. Stephen Caliendo, thank you again for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Have a great day, Roseanne. Thank you.
You too.